Hello everybody! I've been thinking this week about how food and exercise choices feed off each other. If you get up in the morning and have a really junky breakfast, chances are you'll have that blood sugar spike and then it crashes, and then you probably eat some junk food for lunch as well. And if you start the day with sugar or simple carbohydrates, you just tend to crave them all day long. They also tend to make us lethargic, and so when we eat junk food, we don't tend to exercise as much because we generally feel pretty crummy, and that's not really conducive to getting outside and going for a bike ride. That makes us want to sit on the couch. So I want to think about how the food and exercise choices really feed off each other, and long term, which way are we spiraling? When we make good choices most of the time, which doesn't mean eating perfectly every minute of the day and being like super active person every single opportunity, but it means a general trend. So when we usually eat really well, when we're active more often than we're not, we're on an upward spiral with our health and probably a downward spiral with our weight. Our quality of life improves. But when we get a little off track and, maybe we have some junk food one day and the next day we feel kind of sluggish and maybe we don't exercise, and the day after that we end up at a party or something and make a bunch of bad choices, now we're on a downward spiral with our health. And we all know, we've talked about this on the forum many, many times, once we start making a few bad choices, they feed off each other really, really quickly, and our weight goes up and our health goes down much faster than we expect. And before we know it, a few weeks or even a few months have gone by and we're like, oh my goodness, how have I ended up back here? And it's because we spiraled the wrong way. So I'm not saying that we all need to eat perfectly all the time, but it does need to be most of the time, because that feeds our spiral. Even when we exercise a whole lot, if we don't eat good quality clean food, that exercise becomes harder and harder to do. We don't see the results we want to see. We lose motivation, and that spiral might take off a little more slowly, but it will still happen. We know it. We've all done it. We've all seen it in people around us. So spend some time this week thinking about your health spiral and your commitment to spiraling up with your health. It's worth it. You know it is.